Okay. Hi guys. In this session, I'm covering how to administer Microsoft Teams. Teams is growing into an enormous ecosystem of collaboration solutions, and for the admin, it's tricky to keep your eye on the ball. So I thought, in this session, we are going to look at administering Microsoft Teams. Now I'm not going to cover the voice element of this because uh, we only have a certain amount of time, and for voice part there's a different certification path. So I hope that you will enjoy this session now. I'm Digit Edgar. I'm a Microsoft 365 certified administrator expert and as well as Microsoft certified Azure Solution Architect expert. So when it comes to administering Microsoft Teams, there are really three or four options that you can use. Number one, you can use PowerShell. And so if you are a command line junkie, then fine, you can use that. I will drop the article to the chat. Let me send. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, you can also administer users and a lot of things in here in Microsoft Teams. Uh, it's itself primarily through as an administrator. You are typically going to Microsoft 365 Admin Center here, and scroll down. Uh, yeah, uh, you can find the Teams Admin Center here. Okay, now I want to do is really take you through some of the core elements of administering Microsoft Teams. Okay, as I mentioned, you can administer first of all in Teams, and here you can see we are number of teams which within Teams. So I'm going to scroll down here, and you see that moment here called team called MIT. So I can click on the team and manage team. In here, within here, you got two categories. You can create owner. Top of that, you can also add members and guests now. Uh, Depending on the security requirements of a company, you can add a member, and that member can be a B2B, business to business, or somebody external to your organization. Now, if that's allowed, you can just simply type in their email address here, and it will let the user in and bring them in as a guest.
Then
So, what can you do? Well, here we can see that we have called channels. In that case, you can see that I've got a general channel. Uh, you can see that channels can either be private or public. Okay, I can create a channel and I can create one here. Let's say production. Okay. Also, you can give a description. You can also set the privacy of this channel now standard. Basically, everyone has access to. You got private where only specific teammates have access to this, or you can share with external users. A shared channel is a place to collaborate with people inside and outside your team organization. Okay, all right. So those are my uh, options. So really important thing is it's Is it going to be public? It is a public channel that you want everybody to be able to see, or is it going to be a private channel? Again, you can automatically choose to show that channel for this purpose. I'm going to choose the standard channel, and I'm just going to click on create. And sure enough, you can now see that the production channel has now appeared. For Teams, so everything that you store in Teams typically goes into SharePoint document libraries, and everything you do, or you say things like any kind of communication chats, and this is all stored in Microsoft Exchange. Uh, yeah. In now, the cool thing about Microsoft Teams is that Teams actually are Microsoft 365 groups. So when you create a Microsoft 365 group, uh, essentially what you are doing is you are creating a group and you are creating a collaborative experience. So the user has a shared mailbox, calendar, a Microsoft Planner, a SharePoint team site, and so on. But the key thing about that, it's all about Microsoft products. So one of the things that you can do here, you can, this once already been done, but you can go into settings and you can extend the capabilities of this group. Uh, okay. Okay. Also, you can also put in another apps. For an example, I could search for an app uh, called YouTube. Click on it. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to add YouTube here, and of course, YouTube. But I do want search for. Well, I might decide that I want to search. Let's try Microsoft. So let's bring some videos here. Uh, okay. Now, in terms of administrating teams, you can also create or join teams uh, here. So I can either create a team or you can join a team with the Teams code. Uh, Create a team, okay, or create a team from scratch. Or you can use one of these fabulous templates here, and these templates and obviously are kind of pre-configured now. And depending on your Microsoft 365 license, you may get some or all of these templates. If you choose create a team from scratch, you have three choices here, uh, which includes everybody within a company can create a private team. So only members of this team can join this, and you can create a public team. Uh, Teams like public group, anyone can join those. So make sure that you know which kind of team that you want to create. Now, if you create a private or public or private team, one of the other options is you can either just create it from blank, or you can also copy one of your existing teams as well. Let me go to all right. The other things that you can do in terms of management here, I can obviously go in, I can manage teams I can add members here. If it is a private team, that we can see there's any request to join teams like mentioned. There's also channels here. Will so let me just go back into here. Okay. Okay. In here you can users and your members to interact with the teams. For an example, things like member permissions. Do you want to allow your users to create channels? Uh, maybe you want that be an admin function to delete and uh, edit messages within the channel. So you got all of those options here. The other thing that you got is guest permission. So if you are allowing guests to come in, and again, do you want to allow guests to delete channels and make channels to channels again? Maybe not such a good idea. Uh, let's go to analytics. The rest of it's fair itself, explanatory analytics. It's really useful because analytics give a complete overview of how the channel is performing, and you can go back even uh, far as 90 days if you want to see how it's doing. And because obviously some teams fall out of scope as of an organization, they may it was just a temporary project, so you may decide that you no longer wish to keep that. Okay. In apps, as I mentioned, you can also add apps to teams, and this is really where Microsoft Teams comes into its own. So you can add additional apps for search capabilities. In tags, you can also create a tag to make things easy as well. Okay, let's go to apps. Heading over to our second option. Now, I just now just actually just before I leave this, I did mention third-party apps didn't. Uh, I and check this out. This is actually the second way to manage teams. So you can type in the word admin. So if you come into tools here, uh, in in here in your Microsoft Teams can check it out. Look and how uh, see users and edit and manage all users. So I can add the user here. I can manage users and reset the passwords. And I also manage teams. I can create teams uh, and edit them. I can go to into subscription settings. I'm not saying that you get all of the settings here, but if you are designated somebody as a team admin, this is really quite useful. Uh, yeah, all right. So that's the number two. That is the Microsoft Teams app, and you can just simply add that if you got the permissions, of course, the apps area in Microsoft Teams. Uh, okay, yeah, our final option, then our final area is really the Microsoft Teams admin portal. It's and here is it's really where you can manage all aspects of Microsoft Teams in an enterprise environment. So again, I can click into Teams. I can manage the team exactly For an example, I go to Contoso here, and here's Contoso. It show how many channels uh, I've got and how many members and so on. Let's go to settings. I can also go into its settings, and you can see what permissions the team has got mentioned guest permissions. Uh, Remember, all of these things come from that this tab, settings tab. Uh, and we can click on the edit button up here and make the appropriate changes. Now, so those are pretty much the same as going into the channel properties in the Teams client. Okay, we'll go to team settings. Now, the other things that you can do, uh, you can't do in the Teams client. You can't go over here into the various team settings. Remember, this is the default settings for the entire tenant. So for an example, do you want to switch on notifications? Uh, yeah. And uh, feeds, do you want to enable tagging? Uh, Email integration, very important. Okay, now this is also important as well. I mentioned the Teams creates a SharePoint document library. Now, do you want Teams to integrate with these third-party storage solutions? Again, you may not, so far security reasons, you may decide what to want to switch some of these off. Okay, you know, uh, only want to keep your data, for an example, SharePoint and organization tab for users. So basically, what that is in if you are in a Microsoft Teams environment, devices. So we can control how the Surface Hub devices uh, and Teams devices can integrate other things that we've got. Okay, let's go to Teams policies. We've got Teams policies again. I'm not going to go through every setting here, but I'm going to what I think some of the most quite important things. So we have a team policy in out of the box. You can see we have a default organization policy. So for an example, these teams are going to allow the use of users joining external channels, inviting external users, for example, creating shared channels. Uh, so again, if you are happy with that, then great. But if you are not, then you might not. You might want to switch some of these off. It could be something that's very sensitive. And once you created that additional kind of policy, what you can do is you can then assign that policy to that particular uh, group of users. Let's go to team templates. Uh, I mentioned templates, so you can see here uh, we have a different templates, and you can add in your own template. You can also create a template by yeah, simply duplicating it can customize it. So I can click on onto the template itself, and here it shows me what tabs are installed on the template, what channels are installed, and so on. So you can customize this to make it exactly how you want it work for you. Let's go to template policies. Likewise, you can also create template policies. So here we have a template policy, and again, these are just templates that we've got at the moment, but I can click on the example uh, to uh, example manage a project here, and it will open up this particular template. So I can say uh, you want to you do you want to hide this template. Do I maybe you don't want to make this template available. So your users, so you can show and hide specific uh, templates. Okay, we'll go to Teams update policies. Okay, you also got Teams update policies here. So again, we have something called mm, yeah, channel preview, Microsoft preview. I'm sure you all heard about Office Insider program, or the the Windows Insider program, and this basically gives your users the ability to see new and upcoming releases prior to the general availability. Okay. We'll go to so you can enable Office Preview for your users, and from then users can essentially go into Microsoft Teams here. So within the Microsoft Teams, in if I just come into the team here, you can click on these three dots, uh, and it will be the feature will be available on here. Go to users. Okay. You also got your user settings. So in your user settings here, let me just open. I can see I can go in and manage all of my users now. Of course, all your users are coming from Azure Active Directory. So I can select a particular user here, and Alex at the moment. So he got lots of uh, lots of different policies. So we have policies for meeting, policies, dial plan policies, and here you can assign a particular policy for this user. Okay, we'll go to guest access. When we coming to guest access, it's very important to Microsoft Teams as well as Microsoft 365 is the subject of guest access. And this often causes a little bit of misunderstanding. So when what's the difference between guest access and external access? Uh, well, the guest access is for guests for B2B, business to business users that you want to invite into your team or your organization. And here you can specify which features in Teams you want to make available for your guests. You can turn off edit messaging, delete send message option, delete chat. You can enable or disable it from here. We'll go to the external access. In external access, the keyword here, communicate the word communicate. So do you want to communicate between your organization and any external business partners? So for an example, here you can create, you can have a love list, and you can also have a block list. So are you wanting to basically allow communication to any external domains? Remember, the external domains, so only specific external domains. Allowing these domain users, and if you allow some domains to the tenant, allowing these domains, users can search external organization users through Teams using their email addresses. Teams also Teams accounts are managed by my organization. Managed by organization. So, for example, if you are using a Microsoft partner or third party to manage your organization, again you can decide how that's going to work. External users uh, with Teams accounts not managed by an organization can contact users, and the reason why we have uh, these four shared channels. Also, again, Skype users are well. So, do you want Teams users to be able to chat with Skype users? Now, devices, all the Teams devices. I'm going to cover it on a separate session. Okay, let's go to Teams apps. Apps, of course, you can manage Teams apps, and you can see how easy uh, it is for users and add in apps into a particular team. Permission policies. Now you can actually uh, create policies here, and you can actually select a particular app, and you can say whether you are going to allow or block the app here. And the other things that you can also do is you can create app permission policies. So for an example, you are going to allow all Microsoft app for your organization. Uh, just specific ones, and again you have an allow block list. Here you can do the same thing for third party apps well as any custom app that you create with the organization. Okay, we'll go to setup policies. Okay, setup policies or app setup policies is basically okay. We are going to do setup policy. Can users pin the app uh, to the channel in Microsoft Teams? So uh, you can select a default set of apps, and of course there are always Microsoft ones, but again you can add additional apps that will automatically be pinned into every user's default list. Uh, for an example, we can add YouTube app. Okay, we'll go to meetings, conference pages. Meetings. Oh, okay. So meetings are super powerful. So of course, one of the benefits of Microsoft Teams is that you can schedule a meeting. So you can example meet now with a particular user. You can schedule that meeting. You can call that person. You can either meet as a team. You can schedule a meeting, and you can also do one-to-one meeting. So the entire team, whatever makes your requirements. So one of the things that you might probably want to do here, you might want uh, to, for example, set up a conference page. Now, in most cases, to be honest, most of us tend connect to Teams using a computer, but occasionally, we are out on the road, we are traveling, and perhaps we don't have access to the Teams. And the question is, can can I dial? So again, depending what your license level is, and I do know that Microsoft are giving this for free at the moment to certain tenants, and to try this out. Okay, we'll go to meeting policies, audio conferencing. So the idea of this is a list of all the toll free numbers throughout the world. So irrelevant of where you can dial in. For example, I can create an organization, let's say audio conferencing policy, which basically says, I want to switch this on for my users. You can, of course, have different policies. The other thing, you can also create meeting policy. So here, some meeting policy that I created, then you can basically say you are going to allow users to meet within the channels, and you going to allow the Teams Outlook add-in. Can users schedule meetings? Do you know want to produce report? That's what the video quality, uh, audio quality that you want, and you can also have transcription at the end, which is really useful again for business reasons. You may want to record your meeting. It could be training session or something like that. And again, okay, I can also control things like content sharing. Uh, do I want to share? I allow people to share your screen in this. You want to take advantages of cool features like PowerPoint Live or Microsoft Whiteboard. And then you can also control the guest participants and what kind of experience they are going to have. So, for an example, do you want to allow anonymous people into meeting? You might not want to start a meeting. So again, you can control that who can present. So again, you might want to restrict some of these settings. So that's what we mean by a meeting policy. Okay. Meeting customization policies can be assigned to many, or a predefined user group in the tenant. Make sure that these users have Teams premium license. So use these features. By default, all license users get the global default policy assigned to them. The meeting settings, again, you have your default. You have want to preview the invite here, and you can customize URLs here. Yeah. Then live event policies. For an example, the one of the huge benefits of Microsoft Teams, especially if you got an E5 on an license, is that you can run live events now. The difference between live event and a small scale of event meeting. In fact, you can have up to 1,000 attendees in that. But when it comes to live events, you can actually broadcast up to 20,000 people, and it's different to a meeting because it's not interactive. But this kind of super powerful. And again, if you got appropriate license, you can allow users to set up live event scheduling. So if you attend, let's say, Microsoft Ignite session recently, this is exactly very similar to what they are using. Again, you also got your live event settings. For an example, if you want to distribute the content uh, to a third-party provider for better support. So we call these enterprise content delivery networks, and these guys can render content, and basically you could essentially piggyback these on top of the third-party service such as Facebook uh, and YouTube, and that to potentially millions of people. Okay. Then meeting templates and meeting template policies. Microsoft Teams Premium includes the ability to create custom meeting templates. Meeting templates can be used to control meeting options that the meeting organizer normally controls. With templates, you can create consistent meeting experience in your organization and help enforce compliance requirements and business rules. In event policies, you can edit the global policy and the custom policy you can create. Okay. To messaging policies. Messaging policies are used to control which chat and channel messaging features are available to users, owners, and members in Microsoft Teams. Okay, uh, you can use the global policy that's created automatically or create and assign custom messaging policies. Okay, go to voice. Okay, in voice, I'm going to cover in a future video. Voice one of the most important things that you probably want to do, and let's talk about this voice with voice when you set up. You probably want to set up an emergency address location and emergency addresses if you are using Teams devices. Okay. Let's go to locations. Locations, yeah. Go to network. Okay. So for an example, phone. So if somebody dials 911 or in Europe 999 in the UK, and then the emergency services can locate that person, and they know exactly where uh, they are. Uh, they are all right. I mentioned networks and location network topology. Uh, is that all about Teams design, and especially if perhaps you might be in a hybrid scenario, let's say Skype for business online. Again, I'm going to cover this in a future session. Okay, in frontline managing, this is a new feature we got recently. Frontline teams are a collection of people, content, and tools within an organization for different frontline worker locations. Membership of frontline dynamic teams is determined and managed by a set of Microsoft intra attributes. Okay. When we go to enhanced encryption, other things that we've got, this is kind of brand new, and at the moment is the enhanced encryption policy. So if you want to enable you can allow your users to switch on end-to-end encryption, and this will completely encrypt the conversation. But please note, this feature does not work with cloud recording or transcripts for security reasons. I mentioned that with users, I mentioned that with users there are a lot of all these policies and profiles and things like that. It can be little overwhelming. Okay, when we go to settings, yeah. So you can see here, if we go into user account here, I can see, for example, the policies, and you can see that every user will have an app permissions, uh, policy, live event policy, meetings and calls policies. That can be quite overwhelming. So when we come to the policy packages, so here is the top tip for you. Rather than creating lots and lots of different policies, one of the cool things that you can do here is you can create something called policy package, and the policy package is essentially a preset uh, defined collection of policies, and you can create that, and you can see that we have a number of different aliases here that we can use depending on your job role. and I can then assign that for an example, healthcare information worker or a teacher, so on. All right. Then we'll go to planning. We'll go to analytics and reports. Okay, you can run uh, different reports to get insights into how users in your organization are using Teams. For an example, you can see how many users can communicate through channel and chat messages and the kind of uh, devices they use to connect to Teams. So we can use the information from the reports to better understand usage patterns, help make business decisions, and inform training and communication efforts. So uh, there you go. Um yeah. Uh, so Armstop tour of Teams also. Just a quick mention about groups and a little bit about the Teams client and the Teams admin app. So uh, there you have it administrating Microsoft Teams. Gosh, there are so many features for 2024. So if you have any questions or anyone wants to go beyond learning Teams and just um, send me a Teams message privately and I will reply to you. So I think I think you enjoyed the session and yeah, thank you.